It's too much fraud going on. They've been rigging California forever already through ballot harvesting, through motor voter laws. I already think it's rigged, to be honest. So my first recourse is to pray and to vote. My first recourse is to pray for my country. But unfortunately, I don't want to say unfortunately, but you know what? It might come to a civil war, and I hate that because no one wins in a civil war.
But do you think that there are Trump supporters who are preparing for a civil war?
I think there's people on both sides preparing for a civil war. I think Trump supporters are fed up with having our rights and our liberties taken from us. They're telling us what we can and can't say. We get bullied at work for being Christians. We get bullied at school. Our kids are being indoctrinated and over-sexualized at school. You don't think that Christians and patriots are fed up with it?
Wow, you guys. Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Good Lord.
Today we've got a great panel of people. We have got Greg Grunge TV, and then Paddy the Panda, BrainDaddy, and Mermaidmama Maggie. And then we got Jon from Be Less Stupid joining us very soon. And that was actually his video just now. And it's super good to be here today. Let's start off with the introductions. Who wants to start with introductions?
I thought we were going to start with a prayer.
Oh
yeah.
I gotta go, guys.
Okay, so my name is Bert. I come from California, and I've been living in China for 9 years, and I just love to travel and kind of share my experience on YouTube with everybody and kind of show everybody the world that maybe they want to travel someday and they want to know how they can travel, and I try to show them how they can go on a budget or how they can really get their full bang for their buck when they travel. Like if you go to a certain place, you can really get a good deal or you can get a scam deal. And so I just try to focus on my channel, like positivity, traveling, culture, food, just things that you really should check out when you go to other countries and the benefits of actually traveling and going to different places. So anyways, that's what I do for my YouTube channel called Food X Bert, and my name is Bert. Anyways, on to the next person. We've got BrainDaddy.
Hi. Oh, I gotta say stuff. I'm the BrainDaddy YT. Don't let the name fool you. I am not remotely intelligent. But I just do comedy crap on my page about politics because politics is boring and awful, especially right now. But that's really all I have to say about me.
Okay.
That's real exciting. It was real exciting.
And then we got Paddy the Panda.
How's it going, guys? I am the guy that BrainDaddy wants to be. So thanks very much. But no, Paddy the Panda, I'm on TikTok, obviously. And most of my content is political, a little bit of comedy, a little bit of history. And I really kind of play off my accent an awful lot. Diddly-I-did-I, top of the morning, and all that kind of jazz. I do have a YouTube channel, Paddy the Panda there as well. I'm live on there right now. And yeah, these are all my only friends in the world. So thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Aww.
And you're about to start your own live streaming kind of collaborations with a lot of people, right, Paddy?
Yeah, so the plan over the next week or so is to kind of create another ecosystem that kind of moves away from politics, talks about culture, identity, what makes us human, and it's going to be a global project. So people from Australia, USA, South Africa, the UK, Ireland, etc. So looking really interesting, but that's obviously after Donald Trump is no longer in the office of POTUS. Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
And then we've got Greg Grunge TV, which is great to have you here, Greg.
Hey, man, it's great to be here. But I thought we were talking about furries and weed. But I'm down for some politics too. Yeah, I'm here for it, man. I love everything that I've seen so far from some of the posts. I'm a big fan of Paddy. That come post this morning was brilliant, my friend.
That was me.
I know it was. I absolutely know it was. But I'm just going around the line. But no, I'm psyched to be here. I'm looking forward to Tuesday. I'm looking forward to the 3rd. I've been very active in politics since I was strong enough to hold a sign. I've been out on the stump. I don't have a party. I don't see a party. Actually, that's a lie. I became a Democrat for 6 months back in 2016 to vote against Hillary in the primaries because we were a closed primary in Florida. But I like to think that I am a true independent. I bleed purple, and I vote the person, not the party. I'm not voting for fucking Biden on Tuesday. I am voting against Trump. Biden himself is something that I'm not a big fan of our politics, but he's got my vote Tuesday.
Oh, and one thing, Greg, is we cannot cuss on here because we got a monetized channel on here. So if we cuss, the whole video goes unmonetized, and it also affects the algorithm for the everything. But anyways, it's fine. It's no big deal.
That's the last one.
Oh, no problem. Don't worry. Yeah, it's okay. Anyways, Mermaidmama Maggie.
Hey,
Here
guys.
is Mermaidmama Maggie.
Hi. So my channel on TikTok is comedy, political satire, and just a lot of silliness. So if you like that, come on down.
Come on down.
Yeah, and everybody's YouTube and everything is linked actually down below. I didn't know the link for Paddy's YouTube, so that's the only one that's not linked, but we're going to talk about it multiple times today. Paddy's new YouTube channel that he's launching. And yeah, so it's really great to have you guys here today. We are talking about some serious topics today. The election day possibility of rioting on election day. What do you guys think the odds are that we're going to see some kind of unrest? I mean, the buildings are getting boarded up, CVS pharmacy and, the main shops are getting boarded up, especially banks and stuff. What do you guys think is going to happen?
The country's preparing for it, so it's going to happen. I mean, Walmart's pulling guns off their shelves, and I think they just know it's going to happen. I think either direction it's going to happen. I don't know if it'll be riots or I can see violence happening to people at the polls, that kind of thing. I don't know. I think it's kind of up in the air what's going to happen, but I think some bad stuff will probably happen.
Oh, and I forgot to mention, we've got Jon coming in. And so Jon is a YouTuber, political YouTuber, and he's also got a TikTok too. His channel is called Be Less Stupid. He should be joining us any moment now. And we're streaming on Jon's channel currently. And the video that we just saw was from Jon's video, one of his videos that he just recorded last week. And then he just did a live stream where he got chased by police. And it was a really chaotic scene. Who has seen Jon's YouTube video where he got chased by police? And it was really an intense live stream he did in the Beverly Hills. Ooh. I guess you guys didn't see that.
I did. I heard about it. No, I didn't see it.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys can check it out. I've just got some clips actually of that day of Jon. He was pretty happy early on. Like he doesn't like Trump, but he doesn't blame this riot, this craziness on the Trumpers. He blames on the people that came kind of to counter protest the Trumpers. The Trumpers were having a very peaceful rally. And then I guess maybe it was our side that came in that hate Trump. I mean, things got a little bit crazy. And Jon doesn't agree with that at all. The crazy chaos, rioting, the Trumpers had the right to be there to do their Trump rally in the middle of there. But anyways, let's play a really, really quick clip of Jon there that day, early on that day, before the riots happened. He was very happy and he did a quick video, and he was excited because it's his last Trump rally that he's ever going to go to ever in his life. He was very ecstatic. And actually this video got 30,000 views. So we're just going to play like 30 seconds or 1 minute of the video right now.
Welcome to a special episode of Be Less Stupid. I'm your host, Jon Hotchkiss. I'm here in Beverly Hills, California, just about 3 miles east of the ocean and about 2 miles west of Hollywood. And for those of you who have been fans of my channel, you'll know that I have been to about 100 different Donald Trump events. That's right, 100. Now, before I tell you the significance of that, I want to just update you on a couple of things going on in the news. Number one, Joe Biden is leading in all the polls across the country by between 9 and 14 points. Now, clearly, we have to disregard the polls. We know that Democrats have to fight like we're 5 points down. Number two, yesterday, we had 98,000 people who reported being infected with the COVID-19 virus. 98,000. That's the single most number on any day since the pandemic began. 98,000. There are 16 states where the numbers of people infected continue to go up. It's very, very disappointing. And we have.
Okay, so that was Jon from yesterday, and he was just basically doing a quick little live stream talking about how happy he was, But the scene got crazy. There was some bomb, like some police smoke bombs that were thrown at the crowd, and it got out of hand quickly. And I think that we're going to see a lot more of this up and coming right before the election day. But what do you think, Greg? What's going on in Florida? Oh yeah, go ahead, Maggie.
No, sorry, I might be on a delay. But I think that there's going to be pockets of violence everywhere, regardless of who, wins the election here. Both sides are, going to be up in arms in small pockets everywhere. But I don't think it's going to be everywhere around. I'm more concerned about Donald Trump preemptively calling the election on Tuesday night. And those are my kind of fears. It's less fears of like a civil war at this point, because I feel like there's so many obstacles that we have to jump through before even we'll know who's the winner, right? Or at this point.
I mean, yeah. He's already saying that, or they're already suggesting he's going to call the election when he sees fit. But that's more like an attempt to get people to stop voting. So I don't think if he comes out and says that, I don't think it's going to deter any Biden voters personally, because I think all of us know that it's a tactic. So I don't know if it'll actually, it'll have some effect. I just don't think it's going to have an effect on our side, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things at play here. So the first thing is 92 million people have voted already. That's fantastic. That's amazing. But what that means is that primarily the big chunk of the voters on election day are going to be Republicans. So the exit polls are going to suggest that Donald Trump is far more ahead than he actually is. And that's going to give these Trump supporters a false sense of victory. And they're going to take to the streets early. The reality is that those 92 million votes are not going to be counted on the day fully. And the Supreme Court gave Pennsylvania an extra 3 days to count those. And that kind of means that Donald Trump is not going to be able to call an early victory, because SCOTUS themselves have said, no, you can't. And that's why he kind of had a dig at them there at a rally yesterday for saying, thanks, SCOTUS, now I have to wait 3 more days. But ultimately, because of that false sense of victory, the Trump supporters are going to be out early. And because the result is not really going to come in until Wednesday night, Thursday, they're going to then claim that it was stolen from them. So it's going to escalate things. In terms of our side, the Democrats, the best thing we can do is stay at home. Stay away from it. Remove ourselves from the equation, and they will expose themselves for who they are and what they are. And they can't be, Antifa can't be blamed, Black Lives Matter can't be blamed. Nobody can be blamed if it's just the Trump supporters in the streets doing what they are accusing Black Lives Matter and Antifa of doing. That was a bit of a rant.
Absolutely.
Do you mean on election day itself, or post-election day?
I think from 6 p.m. on election day for the next couple of days, I think Trump supporters are going to come out and expose themselves for the venomous, hateful, resentment-filled people that they actually are. And I really do feel that we, those who are voting for, well, I can't vote, even though I voted 71 times in Georgia. Never mind. But we appreciate it. We can't put ourselves out there and have conflict. We don't need to have clashes in the streets. We just need to expose Trump supporters for what they are. And because of that, we'll suffocate the fire. We'll take all oxygen away from them, and it will peter down after a few days, in my opinion.
No, I agree. I
agree with that.
Greg, what's going on in Florida? Oh yeah, Greg, what is going on in Florida right now? What's the feeling like? Do you guys think your guys are going to vote blue?
I think it could go that way, but it's very red down here, and it's crazy. I think, like Paddy was saying, let the Trump supporters expose themselves. I think I think they've been doing that pretty well these last few weeks. You know, I've been talking about Proud Boys for the last 4 years solid. I mean, I've had Gavin McGinnis spit in my face at a protest out in Berkeley, and I know these jerks, and they're more agitators than they are anything else, but I don't want to say they're more talk than action, because they'll go out there and do it. I mean, Tiny Tuisi's in jail right now, 6 months. Tiny Tuisi's the one guy that was exposed by Rod Weber out in the Chaz up in Seattle. Like they will be out. They absolutely will be out. A civil war, I think that's a little ballsy. I don't think they're going to have enough numbers to have a civil war, but there'll definitely be a lot of violence. I feel a lot of violence that will come out.
Haven't
you
heard? They're the silent majority, so there's plenty of them.
Dude, it's so crazy. But what's scary is, the scary thing is, there is a lot of them out there. And just now the Proud Boys have been talked about as of recent in the last few months. But dude, there's Patriot Prayer. There's America Vanguard. There's Identity Europa. There's just go back to Google what flags were represented at the what is it, the Charleston, that whole fucking dilemma, the torch rally. Oh shoot, sorry for
That's okay. Don't worry.
Just go to the torch rally. Just Google who was at the torch rally, and you could see the representative groups that are there. There's some scary, scary people that are walking our streets, and they've been hidden in the shadows for years, and they think that they can come out in the open now because the leader of the free world is giving them a free rein to do so.
Yeah, and that's the scariest part, is that our president is literally, maybe not directly encouraging it, but you can tell he is encouraging this without being too overly direct about it.
Absolutely.
By giving his little code words and his little,
it's out in the open. I mean, what he just did with his, the people that were surrounding the Biden bus.
Yeah.
I
crazy.
Love Texas. I mean, that is insane. He sent them there. Don Jr. sent them there.
Yeah.
And it's a scare tactic, and it's bullying, and God, it is so far from what our country should be standing for. It's insane.
Yeah. So I agree with Greg there. So these groups have been there for years. So just because Donald Trump is going away, it doesn't mean that these groups are going away in any way, shape, or form. So these people need to be tackled in a way that makes sense, so that in 4 years' time, we're not talking about the Proud Boys anymore. But these groups have been around for a long time. And just because Donald Trump is gone doesn't mean that the hatred, the venom, the resentment is going to disappear. But I want to add on what he said there about there will be no civil war. There will be unrest, absolutely. But don't forget, on the day that Donald Trump had his photo up outside that church, the Joint Chairman, the General Milley, who's the Chairman of Joint Chiefs of Staff, said, "You to all of the servicemen, service people, you swore an oath to the Constitution, not to the President." So let's not forget that the military is not just going to switch off and let these wannabe cops and wannabe army guys who bought their cami gear off Amazon to take over the streets. They're not going to do that.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have a crazy idea. Like, what if we actually gave a couple states their own right to have, Donald Trump lead them, and they can be a different part of the United States that's kind of a special zone that can be called like Trump land, just like Jonestown.
Guantanamo Bay.
Jonestown. Like,
he can do that on
back in
his
the
own time. We can't
1970s.
attach ourselves to that kind of crazy. Like he can go and have his own theme park. Maybe Neverland is available. He can go there.
If we're making any moves towards states or territories, we need to make DC and Puerto Rico states.
Yeah.
Other than that, we need to get Trump the heck out of here.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, I agree. It would be a better place. But these people want Trump in, and they really will go to great lengths to get that. And why not just give them a Jonestown where they can do whatever they want?
Nah.
Maybe it could be some.
Maybe on Mars.
You can't offer the secession as an answer to Donald Trump. I mean, you could give him an island. I hear he's very, very fond of islands. especially Epstein's Island.
Yeah, Epstein's Island's wide open, isn't it?
Yeah.
Only if you're talking like Rikers, okay? Come on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree.
But let me ask you this: since we're talking about him staying or leaving or giving him something, say he absolutely loses. He's giving it up. Biden's going to be taking the office. Does Trump leave America? Even if he pardons himself for everything that he's done or can do, that's only federally.
Yeah.
New York, the Southern District is coming after him.
Oh, yeah.
People want to say, oh, the Mueller report, there was nothing found. What Mueller said was, we can't do anything to a sitting president.
Yeah.
The Mueller report isn't over yet.
Yeah, and
does he leave the country like, oh, you can't touch me now?
The Trump supporters love to use the Mueller report as this, like, see, they're not doing anything about it. Nothing was wrong. Everything's fine. Our president's God. Like,
I think the question for Mueller at the time was: Is there any reason why you won't indict the president after he's out of the office? And Mueller said, "There's no reason why we can't." But the reality was, the statute in place where you cannot indict a sitting president, and that's the only reason why he hasn't been indicted. But I think when it comes to the Southern District of New York, we're going to see how much Donald loves his daughters and doesn't like his sons. I think Eric is going to serve some time, and I think Don Jr. is going to escape prison by going to rehab because he really needs to go to rehab.
Oh my God! Yeah, his crying in bed. That last video I saw was over the top, bro.
Oh yeah,
on Fox News, right? It was he was like really saying how bad Biden was, and
there's two videos. One where he's like at home, like fake crying or something, and then there's the one on Fox News that I made a video of, and I said the wrong guy's name. I called him
Eric. Yeah, you said Eric. Yeah, instead of Don Jr.
I'm like, we're the same person, basically. Like,
I mean, Donald Trump doesn't recognize the difference between them either. So you're not the only person to make that today.
Very true.
So one trick, you guys, with YouTube and TikTok and all of them, if you say the wrong name, it actually makes more people comment down below and say the right name, and it actually makes your video go more viral. I know that because I've gotten wrong with food, and I was in the Philippines, and I listed some of the names wrong, or I pronounced some of the wrong names, and everybody's correcting me in the comments. I get like 2,000, 3,000 comments, and it pushes
misinformation.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I think that it actually helps because I just made a video where I talked about Ivanka Trump, and I put Kellyanne in the video trying to pretend that that's Ivanka, and like Kellyanne, the Speaker of the White House. And it didn't actually work this time, but I was trying that out just to see if I would get a lot more comments from Trump supporters saying, "You're so stupid, you can't even tell the difference between Kellyanne and Ivanka." Kaylee, how do you say her name?
Kellyanne.
Well, there's Kellyanne and then there's Kellyanne.
Yeah, you just mixed both two names.
Then there's Kaylee McEnany and then there's Kellyanne Conway.
Conway, yeah.
Oh wow.
So
what you just
did
was you combined both of those people's names into one. So that should have been more traction.
Yeah.
I actually made a video once about Ivanka and Donald, and I was talking about romantic exercise. Make of that what you will. But people underneath talked, no, it's actually Melania. It's Melania. And I didn't make any mistake at all. I meant Ivanka. So just want to clarify that now. Sorry.
Those are two women that get very easily confused too.
Yeah, true story.
The easiest way to get that little trick that you said, because grammar Nazis cannot shut up. So always do a little text on your video and like mess up the there thing, and they'll comment all day.
Your.
Yeah.
I've noticed a lot of Trump supporters do have problems with your and your. Like,
yes.
That's
I make fun of it all the time.
Yeah, and then in the comment section, though, honestly, to me, it's kind of a place where you can correct them, but at the same time, it's like you write so fast, and the phone's got such small places to hit. Sometimes you do it too fast, and you don't even think about it.
I've seen comments on my videos where it looked like they rolled their head across their keyboard, and I don't even know. It was like like, okay, I don't even know what the hell you just said, but I'm gonna post it for fun to show kind of how stupid you are.
That was one time. That was one time I did that. One time.
Well, you gotta work on your grammar, Paddy.
You don't know American language, all right? It's different than your Irish language.
I'm real sorry. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, it's all right. You'll do better
here we go.
time. You'll do better next time.
Wait. Now we're having reversal. Okay.
Let's do this the rest of the video
again.
You mother. And I won't say the rest of that because some channels are monetized and we don't want to upset YouTube.
I get in trouble. Sorry.
16,
That's okay, Greg. Okay, so I'm going to play a video from Walter Masterson. And so this is actually an interview with a Proud Boy, a very intense Proud Boy that is very low education. I can't decide which video to play because I don't want to play too much of every video. He's got a 15-minute video. It's actually in the link below, like down below. You can see Walter Masterson and everybody's link pretty much in the description. But yeah, I'm going to play a really quick clip. I kind of liked this one from the Great Wall of China that he talked about. He knew about the Great Wall of China. Like he's been to China. Like I've been living in China. So here is his little interview with that crazy guy, but it's not the craziest part of the interview. It's just a funny part, I thought.
Right. He's done more than any other freaking president we ever freaking had. There's a true president. There's a true patriotic president doing it for the people and for America. We want a president that's going to protect our borders, that's going to do our economy great, that people could thrive on and prosper. That's the American dream, am I right? And we have a president actually doing that. But you're always going to have haters in this country because you know why? They can't bear the fact that we have a president Republican and doing something.
It makes sense. Let's say you have a party, right? You guys throwing a party, right? You guys spend a lot of money on some good liquor, some good food, right? Let's say, and you invite a friend of yours, right? And it's your birthday, right? So usually in birthdays you bring gifts or you bring something. Hey, it's a bottle, But now he's coming in with 10 other guys. Come in and eat all your food, drink all your liquor, and then they leave. That's basically the way I feel when you have illegal immigrants coming in illegally. They come to this country. What happened to the MS-13? All them kids on Long Island.
They don't talk about how no other country, there's actually no technology that can counter a wall. Like if you build a wall, that's it. That's like, there's nothing that can breach that wall. You know what I mean? So it's like, and they don't talk about that in the media. It's like, you can't get over, if the wall's 30 feet, they don't make ladders more than 30 feet. There's no drone that's going to get you all over the wall. There's nothing. You can't blow your way through it. It's it. That's once the wall's there, it's actually done. You can't get through it.
When the Great Wall of China was built, there was no protest. The people actually, every single person went, right? But every single, Asian at that moment did their part to build that wall.
Every single Asian at that moment did their part to build that wall. Wow. And, I can tell you a little bit about the Great Wall of China. It was built like 500 or different parts were built at different times. So it's just, it was actually like a lot of people died during the Great Wall process. It was like an ongoing thing that just never ended. And, they built it for like 500 or 400 years and they never really could even keep anybody out because of the Great Wall. They did have people watching on the top parts of the Great Wall, and they lit fires to like tell the other people that someone was invading. But honestly, it didn't really do too much. And it's just so funny that, this guy is if I play more of his stuff, you'll see he's actually out of his mind.
Can I just say first
Go ahead, yeah.
First of all, was that man wearing a cape? Was he wearing a cape?
I think that was a flag on his back. That
okay,
probably
looked like
he had a bulletproof vest. He had a bulletproof
he's using
vest
a flag
on.
as a cape.
Right, but my other point is he said that they didn't protest the wall. Could you imagine with people way back then with freaking signs didn't even know how to protest with signs and crap back then. I want to picture what he thought protesting the Great Wall of China being built would have looked like in their mind.
They, what? Everything that they say it just justifies why they support Trump. It's all misinformation. It's all not true. And I think we know this, that they have their own set of facts that they believe in, and there's no getting through to them at this point. I mean,
Oh, no.
they
Yeah.
and so we can go round and round and make fun of them all day long for just not understanding or fact checking or believing in rewriting history. But I mean, man, we're in a world of trouble because this is our reality. These are the people we share a country with, and we can't get on the same page with them. That's the problem.
And we never, unfortunately, never will.
I have to say, I got a little bit less intelligent watching that clip. I have to say, really, I could feel the brain cells drifting away. But the problem with Trump supporters is they're actually really kind of special needs. And I'm going to say it because everybody else is too polite. They're stupid. I'm sorry. Like, I constantly get comments from Trump supporters talking about how the world is made up of America, Europe, which is one country apparently, and China. And there's nothing else.
Oh, God.
Like, that's it. Their understanding of Ireland is Lucky Charms. Their understanding of China is takeout food, and that's it. That's their understanding of the world.
Yeah.
So what makes these stupid people dangerous is that there is a 1% at the top who are very, very smart and very, very intelligent in terms of how to cause chaos. And they put guns in the hands of these people, and then it's a different story. But like, we shouldn't give these people any credit of having any semblance of proper intelligence at all. We should call them what they are. Stupid.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely.
I call them dumb all the time. Like,
I've nipped it at the bud now, and I ask them one question. I used to ask them what kind of policies that they really liked of Trump's, and
right.
That was fun for a little bit, but now I just straight up ask them a 7th grade civics question. What are the 3 branches of government?
Oh, God.
And some of the answers that you get from them is beautiful. And I'm sorry, if you can't answer that, then how are you going to tell me that this guy is doing his job?
It's right, left. It's right, left, and center, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, dude, I got the West Wing one time.
No.
What is it? I swear to God. Ask.
I mean, it does make for great comedy, though. So,
yeah, I nip it at the butt. If you can't tell me a 7th grade civics sense, then we're done. I have nothing else to say to you.
But they'll turn it around and they'll say, it don't matter because they're all full of the swamp creatures.
Yes.
Come on, give us a break.
Well, Patty, you nailed it on the head talking about how these people are truly puppets for the 1%. Mm-hmm. And they have been able to, because they, may not be the smartest, or brightest crayons in the box, that they are able, they're manipulated so easily. And, this is what we should be fearing here, is that we're really not dealing with just dumb Trump supporters. We're dealing with the 1%, the wealthiest people that are causing this kind of chaos in our country.
Well, I think the Trumpers just really started getting Trumpers. That's the first time that I've actually said something like that. I've honest to God never said Cheeto in charge. I've never said any of the Hillary. And that's another thing. If you start saying that, like, I can't have a conversation with you and have an adult conversation. But I think it's a total different thing. And we can't just point the fingers on right or left, because we've all been there. We've all been manipulated. We've all let the emotional issues get the best of us, while these 1%ers, rich white men on both sides of the aisle, have been making backdoor deals, backroom deals. And they're throwing abortion at us. They're throwing religion at us. They're throwing gay rights at us. All BS. So we don't really get involved. And we need to get involved. A civil war? No. A revolution? Absolutely.
Yep.
Yes, absolutely.
Part of that for me, sorry, Bert. Part of that for me is, so Donald Trump keeps bragging that he spent $2.5 trillion on the military. And it's really kind of a defunct military, because when you're winning wars these days, it's cyber or economic. There's no room in the world for tanks anymore. It's not relevant. If you spent half of that $2.5 trillion on education and gave teachers the resources that they need, we would have less dumb Trump supporters today.
Yep.
And I'm a big advocate for that. Education is the only way you get rid of this hatred, and it's going to take 30 years to do it, but we have to start now.
Right. And we have one of the worst educational systems currently. It's just like,
it's gross.
It's awful.
That's exactly why they put Betsy DeVos in charge.
Yeah.
Because they don't want people smart. They don't want money
because
allocated to these schools. They want to maintain the status quo just as is and actually keep it going down. They want people, if they want to change their stature, it's going to be going down.
It's because those are the people who put them in power because they know they can control and manipulate them.
One thing that was really weird and awkward for me to hear at a Trump rally just the other day, I think it was like 2 days ago, Trump was talking about how he has been like boosting up the military and we got the best military ever. And like, we're in the best position and everything. Why do we even care about the military when we've got coronavirus and it's killing our own people? 200,000 people, 235,000 people and counting as we go. And we got record numbers every day. And it's just like he cares about the military thinking that we're safe because the military is here. Well, he decided to get rid of our pandemic team that was in Wuhan at the time and all over the world, in Africa and Ethiopia and in Turkey. There was a pandemic team that was going to monitor everybody in all the countries in the world that was already set up by Obama. So he didn't even have to do anything. He couldn't even take any credit for it because he didn't even have anything to do with it. He had to do with tearing it down and saving money and putting it into the military. Sorry, BrainDaddy, go ahead.
Yeah, so that speaking of COVID, there was, I'm not sure if it was, I just noticed it today, but a couple of days ago, the White House, they did some, oh my God, I'm forgetting the word, Remembrance Day for the Americans who were murdered by immigrants, right?
Oh, yeah.
So they had this
by
Remembrance
illegals,
Day
yeah.
Correct. But then if you look back anywhere, there is no remembrance for any COVID deaths for 220,000 dead Americans, whereas the small number of Americans, which obviously any American being killed by anyone is awful. Anyone being killed by anything is bad. But it's like, why are you doing this when you're not commemorating the dead of this horrific pandemic that's destroyed our country? Like, why are they deflecting into this being murdered by immigrants? I'm guessing it's because of that's their platform, like immigration and all that.
It's propaganda, and it's just focusing us on the issues that don't matter. Like when I lived in China, I still love living in China, and I think China is an amazing place, but they always love to focus on other things. So the news will be focusing on like Japan that week, and then the next week they're going to be focusing on another thing like just anything can be a week of focusing on this and week. It's propaganda, and Trump is great at that. He just says the fake news is fake news only when it's bad about him. But when it's good, it's not fake news. It's good news. And Trump Jr. just spread some fake news that I want to play right now, actually. Can I play this video really fast? It's maybe like 1 minute long or more. It's Trump Jr. is denying that we have COVID cases when we have got over 100,000 cases a day coming up. And, Wisconsin is really getting hurt right now. It is very brutal in these states. And Greg, did you have anything to say to this? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay. I'm going to play this really fast and then we'll get back to our conversation.
The reality is this. If you look, I put it up on my Instagram a couple days ago because I went through the CDC data because I kept hearing about new infections. But I was like, well, why aren't they talking about deaths? Oh, because the number is almost nothing. Because we've gotten control of this thing. We understand how it works. They have the therapeutics to be able to deal with this. If you look at that, look at my Instagram, it's gone to almost nothing.
Did he just say, look at my Instagram? Seriously?
Yeah.
Like his Instagram is like the king of news then, I guess. I don't know. Did he just say
my
that?
Instagram? Yeah, just plug in his Instagram real quick.
Just look at my Instagram.
Yeah.
Look at my Insta story, guys. Okay.
Insta.
This was 2 days ago, and on that day, 1,100 people died. And he said it's nothing. It's non-existent. It's not a problem at all. That's a big problem for me. Like, I'm in Ireland right now. I am in lockdown right now. I've been in lockdown for the last 10, 11 days now. And we locked down because 10 people died over a 6-week period. And we were getting about 1,000 cases a day because we share a border with the UK. But 10 people died over a 6-week period, and that was too many for us. But the difference is we look after our citizens financially in these times. But to suggest that 1,100 people dying, and on average it's about 860 every single day, that's scary. Imagine just saying, 860 grandmothers, grandparents, husbands, wives, they're all dead. Oh, well, let's talk about Space Force. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
They don't care about people's families. They don't care. They care about money. They care about keeping this country on their economic path, and that's it.
Yeah, and they try to like justify.
And we're gaslighting.
They try to like justify like, 800 blah blah blah. That's nothing. It's nothing. And there's like the coronavirus, COVID. It's not even a thing. It's not even real. It's just a flu. And I'm like, I don't care if you call it a flu, a cold, a spider bite, a freaking crotch itch. This one thing is killing 1,000 people a day. It doesn't matter what the hell you call it or what it is. I don't care. Like, they lack any sort of emotional connection to this until it happens to them directly. And then
but when it does happen to them directly, they talk about, well, if God thinks it's my time, it's my time.
Yeah.
And it's just so frustrating because if your God is real, God provided all of this medical care, and God provided the scientists and all of the intelligence behind COVID. So God is, in your words, trying to prevent you from getting it. You're just too stupid to realize.
Right.
I'm very passionate about the word stupid this evening. And that's probably going to carry on. Yeah.
Because it's true. I mean, it's absolutely true. They are just stupid. It's sad.
Yeah, no, it's... Any words, Greg, about what you feel about that clip? I mean, coronavirus is raging in Florida because of DeSanto. DeSanto is one of the worst governors, if you would agree with me. I don't know if you agree with me, but he's
absolutely.
the absolute...
When he was first running, I thought that he was a little Trumper. Like his commercials, I thought were SNL skits. Like it was crazy, like how hard he was going. But then he was voted in. And for like the first 3 months, everybody was like, wow, this guy's like on the ground running. He was doing stuff for our beaches, our salt. He was doing things. But it 180 again, and he's back to doing what he's doing. I lost my father 3 weeks ago.
Oh.
Maybe just about a month ago now. But he caught COVID and he recovered from COVID. But everything that he had was exacerbated by it. He was in a nursing home here in the state of Florida, and he was locked down for 6 months. And so until they have something that's going to touch close to home, people are just going to talk trash about it. Yeah. They're going to make him Trump to be out Superman when he was getting care that nobody else in this world will get.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and what they don't realize too is like, it's actually affecting someone's father. Like, this is someone's father. This is someone's mother. And you can't make a joke or make light over actual humans dying, but that's what they do. They think it's a joke. And how do you even fight that? Like, how do you combat that? Like, you can't.
They're banking on the fact. Okay.
Oh, Greg's dad could have lived for another 10, 15, maybe even 20 years, depending on how healthy he was at the time. Who knows? I don't know.
Well, he was dealing with Parkinson's and he had COPD. He was a smoker for many years. He was an older gentleman, but he still had a quality of life in doing his treatments and dealing with it, walking every day, being that guy in the nursing home that was, the nurses loved. I got to see my father every day and probably could for the last few years. But his quality of life was gone, and we had to bring hospice in and take care of him because he caught COVID.
That's an important point that I actually tried to bring in last live stream. So once you catch COVID, it's not like actually for sure out of the woods. Even 3 months or 2 months or 1 year. Even, I mean, we don't know about 1 year, but after you catch COVID, you can still die from it even months later, and it's from other things. It's from like an enlarged heart,
your kidneys, your lungs.
Yeah, it's from like a damaged heart, or it's like from something else in your body that just isn't quite working, and it's and you can't get over it. I mean, it's gonna be with you the rest of your life. It's permanent damage to your body. It's a pre-existing condition, and you know, this should have never happened. It didn't have to be this way, is something that a lot of people have said. And I agree with that 100%. This did not have to be this way. If we had Obama or Hillary or even Biden in charge during this time, we would probably have like 30,000, 50,000 people, you know, maybe dead, maybe even like less. If we locked down the country properly, we convinced other countries to lock down from China earlier, which we should have done, we could have made it so no other countries even got the coronavirus like that badly. We would have done contact tracing like we always knew we had to do. The epidemiologists know we have to do contact tracing for every case. You have to figure out who got next to that person and who they need to find. And you know, that it's easy in 2020, but unfortunately Donald Trump just didn't even want to admit that it was even here. There was multiple people that came here, and not people that came here, but people that got it, and the doctor didn't even have a test to give them. They said it's impossible for you to get coronavirus. And this was in early February. It's like impossible for you to get coronavirus. But I'm sorry, but coronavirus was already here back in like late November probably. We just had no idea.
Right.
Just
There's a couple of things on
everything-
that. Sorry, Maggie, go ahead.
No. Sorry. I think I'm on a delay because I'm on these. Just remember, like what you said, Paddy, about the 1%. I mean, it's everything. It's the election. It's coronavirus. It's everything. These people want the country open. They don't care about your family. And Greg, I'm so sorry about your dad. That's horrible. And nobody should have to go through that. And they don't care about anybody. They care about the bottom line, and that's money. And capitalism is not working for this country. It is not working for you. It's not working for me. And it for sure isn't working for anybody that's going to catch COVID. So, you know.
It's crony capitalism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crony capitalism. It's
think,
capitalism is a good thing. You have to have a balance. Like capitalism without socialism is crony capitalism, and
Yes.
we have a lot of that, you know. And people confuse all that kind of stuff with socialism and it's. We have too many corporate people that are writing our laws and electing our government officials, and we have to stop that.
Mm-hmm. Well, and they're all safe right now. You know, while everyone else is exposed to COVID, they're all safe doing their thing. And when they do get sick, they get the best treatments, like Donald Trump, if he actually had that. But he was getting the best treatments 3 days in, which most people would have to wait a week, and to get to such a bad level to actually be able to go into a hospital and get treatment. Like it doesn't work like that for the average man. So you know,
so I remember
when you go ahead, Paddy.
Sorry, Bert. I remember when Obamacare came out, and all of these Fox News guys and Republicans were talking about, there's going to lead to Democrats on these death panels, you know, deciding who lives or dies. Well, right now in America, Republicans have decided that anybody over the age of 60 who has a condition or pre-existing condition, it's okay if they die. It doesn't really matter.
Yep.
And what Greg said again, sorry, I'm so sorry about your pop. And in Ireland, we have a social democracy. We have a capitalist economy, but social programs to underline that. So the difference between us and America, primarily in this pandemic, is financially we look after all of our citizens. So each citizen gets $420 per week. Their mortgage is put on hold, their rent is put on hold, and nobody has to worry about going to work and putting food on their table. In the US, you have none of those protections. You have a president who's saying, you got to go to work or you're lazy. And then people have to make a choice. Get COVID or my kids not having food for 6 weeks. That's the difference. And it blows my mind that Americans will fight for that system rather than Ireland's system more than anything else. It blows my mind.
I'm like, I'm moving to Ireland. Like, this is, you guys sound so, I'll move to be quarantined for 2 weeks. It's fine.
But that is an actual talking point of Republicans. And they always talk about they're like lazy Democrats.
Yeah.
You don't like working. I mean, I'm sure we've all gotten it on our pages. You don't have a job. You don't like working. You know, I work for my stuff. I want my money. And they've been convinced by the man that this system is treating them like gold and that we need to hold on to it.
I get like
they have been so gaslit.
On my videos, I get the common response of, you're just another lazy Democrat living in mom's basement. And I'm like, well, first of all, here in Arizona, we don't have basements. We don't need them. But they're like, you're probably mooching off your mom's paycheck and you don't work because you're lazy. You want to get the government money. They're like, COVID's the best thing that ever happened to you. I'm like, no, it isn't. Like, I do work. I have a job. They're always like, you always have so much time to film videos. And I'm like, it's 60 seconds, bro. It's not that much time to make a video. But I'm
they all hate socialism until they need socialism.
Correct. But it's like, I work, you know, I work a job. I go to work every day. And I also have time for this. But I am also went from full-time to part-time now. So it's like, I am making less money. But I don't know. It's like, they always pretend like we don't work, that we just don't want to work. And they're using COVID as this excuse to like put on us. Like, oh, this is the best thing that ever happened to you guys. And I'm like, no, the dead people aren't the best things that ever happened to us. Sorry.
The reality of the situation, though, is that our government should be taking care of us.
Yeah.
And we should be kicking this virus's butt and moving forward. I mean, but they are completely willing to sacrifice your parents, my parents, you know, my children. They don't care. Donald Trump wants to send kids back to school.
Go back to school.
And they don't know the long-term effects. I have 2 children. That's absolutely not. You cannot play, you know, games with my children's lives. I mean,
and I don't like
people are willing to do this. You saw what happened yesterday on Halloween. People were out and about doing their thing.
Yeah. I don't have kids, but I do have, you know, a 70-year-old mother and I have a 75-year-old father. They both have health issues, heart issues, diabetes. And I'm like, I don't want my parents to die of this. But then they'll still say like, well, like someone said earlier, oh, it's their time to go. It's their time to go. And I'm like, I'm great. I'm glad you think that way, but I have a heart and a soul and I have love for my family. I'm sorry that you don't have that kind of love, but I do. And so I would prefer for them to keep going on.
But didn't the lieutenant governor of Texas a couple of months ago say that grandparents should be willing to sacrifice their lives for the economy? And now Donald Trump is finding that voters over the age of 65 have abandoned him. So like Florida shouldn't be in play at all for Donald Trump if he was anyway competent, but it very much is in play because the over 65 vote, well, first of all, a lot of them are no longer here anymore, sadly.
Right. Yep.
And the rest of them have gone, well, 4 of my friends are no longer here and you did nothing about it. Yep. So hopefully things change. But I can't believe a politician on TV said, sacrifice your lives for the economy.
Yep.
That's what the Texas governor said, I think. Right, Greg? Was it the Texas governor or was it
Arizona? It was
the Arizona gun,
Oh, one of them, yeah.
That's my state. Oh, yay.
You people have no clue what's happening in America. You just want to run your mouths. Oh my gosh. I gotta stay away from the comments. I saw one about Ireland has nothing to talk about. 1848. Oh, Jesus Christ. You want to go down America's resume? Come on.
First of all, it was 1847.
I want to focus on the comments actually right now, Greg. Thank you for bringing that up. We have a lot of comments. I just don't have someone handling the comments. So it's hard for me to do the zooming in and press on the comments on every time. But anyways, I mean, you see your comments. So let's focus on your comments, Greg. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, real
go ahead,
quick. So,
BrainDaddy.
speaking of Arizona, like we have affectionately called him because his name is Doug Ducey. We have affectionately called him Doug Douchey because at one point, because they kept saying, you know, the blue states are the states that it's happening to the most. It's blue states are dying the most. And I'm like, well, that's funny because here in Arizona at one point, we had the highest per capita rate, not just in the country, in the world. And we're a red state. And that's because our governor doesn't give two craps about any of us who live here. One, he's not up for re-election, so why would he care? Two, he's Trump's little lapdog, so he can't do anything. And that's the other problem is all these Republican governors feel they need to like bow down to him and sacrifice their own people.
No,
just like in Florida.
Fucking thing.
So you guys, we got a comment that says, "Are those your guitars, Maggie?" And then we got someone wants to hook up with you, Paddy, because you can bring them out of the country.
Hey. It's a dating show. It's a dating show now.
My son wants to move to the Isle of Man.
I've heard of that place. I thought that was a funny name.
That's part of the United Kingdom, and I will never ever go there. Just to be clear, because
really?
the Irish still hate the British.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Well, that's not very nice.
His grandfather is from County Cork, and yeah, it was funny, but it's just a quick story since you said that. Just a one-off. My son's mother was a big tennis player, and our school made them wear Reeboks. And her dad was so British that he would cross out the Union Jacks before he would allow her to wear them.
So this comment says that we need to go watch Trump in Georgia because we're too boring, you guys. I mean, what kind
All
of
right, I
rhetoric?
guess I'll take my shirt off first then, I guess, if we got to get less boring in here. Patty, you're next.
You guys are so funny.
I'm out of here.
Seriously, like is Trump really that exciting?
Oh
like,
my God.
Oh, we got a wig now. It's coming. Here we go. Oh, Trump, we're here. Donald Trump, we're in Georgia now.
Woo!
Tell us, Trump.
Pretend you're in Georgia.
How's it here in Georgia? I'll play it.
How's Georgia?
My fellow Americans, do not believe a single word that this fake news media is telling you here today. Panda Patty, who even is that? Nobody even knows where Ireland is on the entire planet. BrainDaddy, go get a brain. That's funny.
Okay, we made this guy feel at home.
Oh!
Pimpster 2000 is his name, if I read that correctly.
Pimpster?
You can't make this stuff up, okay? Okay.
I thought my handle was complicated. Okay.
What's up, Pimpster?
Oh, someone else took their shirt off.
I started
all
the
right,
trend.
Tanya took her shirt off. See, someone's naked. There we go.
Oh, well.
I saw a comment there that somebody would marry Paddy even if there weren't any perks, and I'm like,
oh,
this is a great platform for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is great. This is great news.
Are there
Paddy,
25-year-old gay guys out there?
Oh, like Ireland is great for the rainbow community.
The rainbow community.
Not for the fat ones.
American women love Irish men. They just love them.
Oh, don't do that to him. Ugh.
Okay, so you guys, I've got a video from Donald Trump, and it's his ad that he every time in this channel and in this broadcast, we always highlight the things that Donald Trump promotes, and he pays money to YouTube to put on the very front of YouTube to, because it's real news. It's not fake news. It's real news because it's right off of Donald Trump's YouTube channel.
Of course.
And so he put this on the front of YouTube. He paid money to actually feature this on the very top of YouTube. I mean, I don't know how much this costs, but it's very expensive.
Billions and billions of dollars.
It's unedited, uncut, very real, just like Donald Trump is very real and fake at the same time because he doesn't cut his stuff. He likes to make things raw and no production value at all.
Don't say
nothing.
raw and Trump ever again.
What about cut?
Cut. Ew.
Here it is.
Play the tape.
Here it is. Here it is.
I really don't want to be talking about an opponent in a negative way. Hard to believe it's me talking, but that's true. But Joe Biden and the whole family, there's such corruption. It's so obvious. He would go to a place, whether it's China or Ukraine or any place, Russia, you take a look at what he's done. And his son was like a human vacuum cleaner. They'd take out millions and millions and millions of dollars. And in some cases, it was like immediate. And in some cases, Joe was vice president, in many cases, when this was all happening. The son had nothing, didn't do well, wasn't successful. And for that, I feel very badly. And I don't even want to mention it, actually. But as soon as Joe became vice president, all of a sudden this money started flowing into the family. And it's no good. And whether something happens as to it or not, I don't know. That's not up to me. But you know what? The voter has to know. The voter has to know that a man who was vice president was funneling tens of millions of dollars to his family. Somebody should know this. And you can make your decision, and maybe you'll vote for him and maybe you won't. But it should really play a part in your decision. You become vice president of the United States and your family becomes super wealthy immediately. Immediately. I guarantee you this, Mike Pence, our vice president, our great vice president, never did that. It's a whole different world. Joe Biden, whether you call him a corrupt politician or whatever you want to call him, this is a very, very serious thing, and everybody's talking about it, although the media and big tech is trying to keep it quiet. But I only say this, you have to make your decision. I don't know what's going to happen, but this is corruption at the highest level.
You guys, I couldn't stop watching your guys' reactions. If we could only just have you guys' reactions to the bottom, it would make it even more epic.
He's seriously so crazy. He's telling us that Joe Biden is wealthy. I mean, this is, the pot calling the kettle black at its finest.
Oh my God.
Right here.
That is so crazy.
I don't want to insult the guy, but I'm going to insult the guy. Like,
So this clip was actually part of a series that he did. He did a series of these videos all in one take.
No. So this is actually his YouTube channel, and he has 1.7 million subscribers now. He used to only have like less than 1 million. And he puts his stuff on the very front of YouTube. He pays money, or he has a deal with YouTube, which actually maybe puts YouTube in a little bit of bias area. They also have got Biden promotions and stuff, like little things where Biden's in the front. So like they try to be balanced. But honestly, I see more Trump and like Trump vote for Trump type of stuff, and all of Trump's content is there at the front of YouTube. And it's literally at the front of YouTube. You can't avoid it, at least where I'm at right now. Any state, so YouTube, they've got a system where they can like put an ad in any state they want to, any country they want to. It's different in every country. So you're not going to be seeing a Trump ad in like Ethiopia, Africa. You're going to see the local economies ad, like local businesses. That's how YouTube works. They have ads in the Philippines that are local Filipino ads. They got ads in Japan. They got ads in everywhere they go, Taiwan, and every place they have ads in every state. So whatever state is the battleground, they're going to have the ads focusing in on, Trump or Biden, depending on how much Biden pays to put his ad there. Who knows? But yeah, anyways, Greg, what do you think about that ad? How crazy was that to you?
That was just insane. I just clicked onto YouTube right now just to see what would be on my front page, and he's got the whole top banner. You got the whole text 8802. It's crazy. Anything that comes out of his mouth, I can't believe it. It's insane at this point. Are we going to add up all the golf carts that the Secret Service had to have? I mean, how much money did his companies make in the last 4 years? It's just gross. But I bet Pence didn't make any money. Pence didn't do that. Get out of here.
What he said there, Bert, what he said there about how nobody's talking about it. The media's not talking about it. The media, Fox News even wouldn't talk about Hunter Biden or Joe Biden because it's all nonsense. They put it on the Tucker Carlson show, who recently were in court to say to a judge, listen, we can't be sued because nobody would actually think that what we're talking about is real. It's all entertainment. So therefore, we have no credibility. But Fox News put it on the Tucker Carlson show, who said, we have all of this evidence and we're going to play it for you tomorrow night. Talk to you then. And then overnight, it went missing. Nobody knew where it was because they didn't make any copies. And he spent a whole hour on his show talking, the flash drive has gone missing. Next, and James Bond. This nonsense. And then the flash drive was found, and apparently it was white, trying to create this hysteria that somehow Joe Biden is the next James Bond or Liam Neeson and Taken. And he went across the country looking for this UPS van. It was like, it's absolutely crazy. And the fact that Donald Trump and nobody else is talking about this should tell you all you need to know about Donald Trump, who is the president who has access to all of this information already.
Dude, he said everybody's talking about this. What are you talking about?
So
everybody.
Joe Biden's doing all this?
He's desperate right now, guys. He's desperate. He's showing himself right now. His desperation is showing.
Oh, no, it definitely is. It's.
I'd love to ask you all. Do all of you think that when, and hopefully Donald Trump will lose, do you think he will stick around until the 20th of January, or will he toodle off very much early?
I can't see it happening. I see him throwing a tantrum in some way, shape, or form. I don't know. But
I see him actually going out and doing more rallies.
Yeah, probably. He's going to need to have some free promotion for Trump TV if he even stays into the country. I mean, Trump TV was the whole reason why he ran anyway. I mean, that's going to come into fruition. But I think he will. I think he will stick around. It'll be the worst lame duck we've ever seen. But he's going to try to get some stuff done while he's still president that will benefit himself. I don't think he's bailing out anytime soon.
I agree, and I think he's going to go out and he's going to need his ego stroked by his people. So I don't think we've seen the end of these rallies. That's what he's going to need to go out and get. Everyone's going to have to kiss his face and kiss his butt.
Oh yeah.
Can we please not use the word stroke when it comes to Donald Trump? It reminds me of the word. It reminds me of the word moist. And nobody likes the word moist. So moist and stroke are moist.
I don't mind the word moist.
It's weird that your TikTok subscribers or followers they got kind of offended when you use the word moist, but that's a normal word. Honestly, it should be a normal word around the world.
A lot of people hate it. A lot of people hate that word.
Yeah,
the other word I used was penetration. They didn't like that one either. It was moist and penetration, and I had to do recanting videos about it. It was quite funny actually.
Not in the same sentence, right? You didn't say moist penetration.
No,
Trump.
In consecutive days, obviously. I can't have penetration 2 days in a row. So you gotta
penetration makes it a little bit easier if it's moist.
Oh God.
You guys
are joking today.
Okay, so you guys, I've got something to play really fast. It's I think this one is from Australia. They're talking about the US possibility of I got multiple videos to play. I guess we didn't get to all of them. We're probably not going to get to all of them, but this one's from Australia and talking about the craziness that's going on in America. I mean, the people will always say, oh, fake news this, fake news that, and they can't trust the media. But what about like foreign media corporations? I mean, Australia is a friend of the United States, and I don't know, maybe you can't trust them either. Maybe you can't trust any news, but like still, come on, the news is still the news. Trump just doesn't like the news.
Well, don't forget that Rupert Murdoch owns 70% of all of the media in Australia as well. So when you're looking at the media globally, you have to always remember that Rupert Murdoch has all of his fingers in all of the pies. So if things are being delivered in such a way, it's because he wants them delivered in such a way. Mm-hmm. Just a caveat there.
I'd like to start a movement. Make the news only 2 hours again. Remember when it was only like 5 to 7 and you got the news?
Yeah.
Now it's 24 hours, 7 days a week. They just got to fill it with a bunch of stuff to get people riled up.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
What are they going to do after Trump is gone? They're just going to
Launch Trump TV.
Yeah, I'm going to talk
Ratings are gonna be
about
down.
tan suits and selfie sticks in the White House, because that was the greatest shame to the Oval Office was Barack Obama wore a tan suit.
Yep.
Like that was the biggest thing Obama did in terms of the media.
What's
It's
funny
crazy.
about that
So
is
unpresidential.
they said, yeah, unpresidential. They said it was a disgrace to the office of POTUS, but their golden god, Reagan, he wore a tan suit. So I think it was just the fact that a black president was wearing a tan suit, and that was a Democrat. And he also wore a motorcycle helmet one time, and they scolded him for that. And Michelle Obama's sleeveless dress. It's like this petty crap.
Okay, you guys, here's the video. I think this is the Australian video. It's hard to remember which one is which.
As millions of Americans cast their votes in one of the most tumultuous elections in US history, authorities across the country are preparing for social unrest. And businesses aren't taking any chances, fearing mass protests and rioting in the wake of next week's result.
It looks like a natural disaster is about to sweep through the United States Capitol.
I've been here 50 years and I never seen it like this, never.
Shops and businesses boarding up their properties, blocks from the White House. And across the country, Los Angeles' famous Rodeo Drive shuttered and shielded from potential violence and looting.
We're hiring an extra SWAT team from Santa Paula PD. We're hiring 80 armed security guards.
Authorities and locals fearing a repeat of these scenes, sparked by the death of George Floyd in May. For months, the violence has continued across America. This week in Philadelphia, protests over the police shooting of a black man escalated to riots and looting.
You got to have law and order. You've got to have respect for our police.
The president's law and order stance is a key platform of his campaign, but it's his constant casting doubt on the election result that has people here concerned, with fears of a backlash from the losing side.
It's definitely scary. Either way the election goes, they know that there's going to be a lot of destruction.
We were here in early June when this fence was being built after the violence fled. It was supposed to be temporary. 5 months on, it is still standing. It's now a Black Lives Matter mural, some anti-Trump messages, and behind it, several rows of barricades have been added to make sure no one gets near the White House. The world's greatest democracy, hoping for the best, preparing for the worst. In Washington, D.C., Amelia Adams, 9 News.
Anyways, as you can see, I mean, they're pretty worried too, and they rightfully so have a point.
Donald Trump clearly lives in the largest bunker ever built, from what I can see, from all these fences and barriers, and yet Joe Biden lives in his basement apparently, but Donald Trump lives in whatever the hell that was.
Yeah, well, he's got multiple fences now. They've never in the history of the United States ever had so many fences around the White House. It's kind of a showing of the times. I mean, we're not happy with this. Honestly,
I can't believe we're in a place where we're boarding up our businesses because of an election. I mean, that's insane. That's insane.
It's never happened before.
I agree.
Greg,
it's insane.
Greg,
but you've never had groups that came out and said that they're going to blatantly start a civil war if things doesn't go their way.
Right.
Well, I can't say that. I'm sure there was some crazy stuff during Reconstruction time. But I can't say that I'm sit here and be a history buff, but I don't recall anything like this. But it's the sign of the times. It absolutely is. And how is it going to change? We have people that have been protested for 180 days now. It's been crazy. And all we've seen is we might see violence just because they're preparing for it.
Yeah.
When we see these protests going on and when we see fights and riots happen, when the police dress for riots, stuff breaks out. When we saw the protests where they actually put down their batons and shields and kneeled down, like it stopped.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You dress for a riot will happen.
You'll get one because it's intimidating. It's like, oh, you want us to start something, so it's almost like they're intimidating them into it.
Well, we look like Russia. Oh, go ahead, Paddy. Go ahead, Paddy. There you go.
Don't forget that when all of these, when these fences were being put up and Donald Trump was, inspecting his bunker, lots of the individuals that were brought in were from prisons in Texas, and were brought in to reinforce the cops in the area, and they had no insignia, they had no badges, they had nothing. They were just fat prison guards from Texas who were flown in as Donald Trump's personal guard.
Oh, not just
where are you all living? Like, where are you living?
It goes even deeper than that. Now, we've already brought up Betsy DeVos, and you got to ask why she even got hired on as it is. Was it because that her family is so connected, or because she has so much money? Look at Becky DeVos's brother. You know who he is? Eric Price. Eric Price was the founder of Blackwater. What do they call themselves now? Academy or some stuff like that? Those are the paramilitary groups that were going into at Standing Rock. They're the ones that were beating up our indigenous people and the protesters that were going. Those are the people that were out on the streets in blank vans, kidnapping protesters on the streets. Those are all that's what he has. And that's what he will have. We might see a civil war with Blackwater type people in our National Guards, and the Blackwater people will be on the Proud Boys side. I'm not saying that's what will happen, but those are the kind of people that are dealing stuff. They don't care. Have you guys watched any of the documentaries of Standing Rock? It's crazy. Research my buddy Rod Weber, Webber. Now, he can be a provocateur, and that's what a lot of these people are, provocateurs when they go to these things. But he's a documentarian, and he's an anti-fascist. I guess people would call him Antifa. But he'll get right into the middle of it and show stuff. He has a case right now. He got thrown over the table by Trump's people. He has a federal court case going on right now against Trump's campaign. It's been going on for 4 years. He got beat up and kidnapped, thrown into a van in Blackwater at Standing Rock. We are in crazy times, man.
Yeah.
So we got a comment saying, can't wait to check back with you folks after the election, or won't you be on when Trump wins?
Well, Kelly Nash, let me what I love about these Trump supporters is they are so unbelievably confident, and I always question them, like, well, what happens when he loses? Where does this confidence go? Because this is like insane confidence. Like, they're saying, when Trump wins, where are you guys going to be? Well, when Biden wins, I'm going to be right here for you, baby. You want a shoulder to cry on?
We will have a lot of content to cover if Trump wins. I will be keeping my channel going.
Yeah.
Full blown. For political wise. Yeah.
If that's the case, we're not going anywhere, because we're going to stay mad, and we're going to keep fighting the powers that be. And you think people are pissed off now? If Donald Trump wins, there will be major repercussions, because this country has had enough. We've had enough of this, and the majority of people have had enough.
I mean, none of us really actually want to be talking about politics. We were not like news anchors. We're not trained to be news anchors. We're just trying to do the best we can. And we all somehow went viral on TikTok. Not me, but all of you guys. I'm just the food expert. I'm just YouTube based. I'm not really full-blown TikTok like you guys. I mean, I'm jealous of you guys' TikToks, but I guess you guys are jealous of my YouTube, so it's all good.
Whoa.
I just want to join forces with you guys and just be together,
And that's the thing about this community is, like, we're a bunch of, like, everyman, and lady, where we're just sort of like, we're not news pundits. We're not, we're normal, everyday Joes and Janes who are, like Maggie just said, like, we're not going to put up with this crap anymore. And we're fed up with it, and we're done.
Here's the thing about Kelly here. Hey, Kelly, how are you doing? The problem here, Kelly doesn't even support Trump. She doesn't hate Trump. She doesn't support Trump. She just hates us.
Yeah,
that's the thing. And she hates me. She hates me because I'm able to speak in coherent sentences.
Actually, I don't know.
His grammar is so poor.
I don't know if she really hates us, honestly. It's hard to tell if she's even a Trump supporter. And thank you, Kelly, for the comment. I don't know if you hate us. I love your comments anyways, and it made us talk about this actually, because it's like a good thing. I'm going to go back to focusing on food, and I hope to incorporate your guys' channels, whatever you guys do. I mean, when I say you guys, I mean all the 30 people that I brought into this live stream. I mean, it's everybody. I mean, everybody is awesome. Everyone's got their voice. Everyone is so fun that we brought, like, we got, like, I love, like, Loud Lib. We've got so many people. We've got, like, really fun people that are in this live stream. I mean, there's just, like, really great energy, really great movement on the TikTok wise goes. And thank you, Greg, for joining today. It's so awesome to have you join us today. And, yeah, I mean, it's just this is going on and on. We keep on adding more and more people to this group of amazing TikTokers, and I hope to keep on growing that. And I don't want to keep on doing political stuff all the time. I think you guys are all characters in yourself. You guys are all characters that are really fun in your own way. So if I can go to Arizona and have like a crazy Arizona traditional food dish that like is only in Arizona with BrainDaddy, that'll be fun, you know? And then if I can go to Ireland, yeah.
It's like, if you're going to Ireland, we're all going to Ireland, by the way. Okay, come on.
If
they're letting anyone out of the country, we're all leaving.
They won't fucking let us in. Ooh.
I know, they won't.
Oh no, he did it again. Oh no.
Sorry,
I heard that Paddy's covering our flights to Ireland. Paddy is.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Sounds good to me. But I just want to say one thing there, guys. Just because all we're talking about right now is Donald Trump doesn't mean that Donald Trump is all there is to talk about. Right. So after this happens, we can talk about, I mean, I'm an expert on almost everything apart from losing weight. But apart from that, I'm here for everything. So if Donald Trump is not in the office, I'm still going to hold Joe Biden to account. I'm going to look to see if we can reform the entire electoral college system. There's a lot more to talk about besides Donald Trump. So, and don't think that we're just one-trick ponies.
Yeah, because he's.
I agree totally. I mean, and that's what stinks. A lot of people think that it's just two choices. It's just Democrat or Republican. You know, again, I'm neither. I'm not the biggest Biden fan, but I'm definitely not a Trump fan. I'm not the biggest Obama fan. He did a lot of messed up stuff with immigrations, and he has a lot of blood on his hands for the carpet bombings that he did. But if you're going to put him on the level of, is he a decent human being? I think he passes the check. And I wouldn't want the job as the presidency. And I think Trump himself has just done an awful job with it. But, you know, and my TikTok isn't political. But I think that I have such a big platform, and I think I have a responsibility to speak about social injustices sometimes, or within the app of big creators taking advantage of kids and stuff like that. But I'm not political on the app itself, and I don't like talking about politics, but I am involved, I am informed, and I educate, and I'd like to pass that along if I can.
That's great. Nice. Yeah, that's great, Greg. And really, I'm thinking about your dad, and it's just really upsetting for me to think about your dad passing away. I would just be furious. My mom is here in LA, and I'm living with her right now, but I'm about to go to Albania to go travel around the world. But honestly, I just cannot imagine losing a parent over COVID-19 when it could have been avoided, and it's just not avoided, and it's really sad to me. I didn't know anything about that. You just told me, and I guess maybe it's not public on your TikTok, but it's just really moving.
I made a talk about it. And as sad as it might sound, like I didn't anticipate him getting COVID, but I kind of had a feeling that I was not going to see him again after it got locked down. You know, we were able to have a couple of window visits indoors, but I prepared myself for the worst, and so I was able to take it a little better than I probably should have, or less angry.
He recovered from COVID, though. He died like months after COVID, right?
Yeah, about 3 months after his recovery, but everything just exacerbated after getting COVID. COPD and he was fighting with Parkinson's and stuff like that. But his quality of life was there. Like I said, I mean, he walked, he did his hustle. He had to do a few breathing treatments and stuff like that throughout the day, but he was lucid. He had a great head on his shoulders. He was funny, but it took him.
Just because, a lot of people are saying that the COVID numbers are not real. Your dad did not go down as a COVID number because he recovered from COVID. He was a recovery of COVID. And then all the other health problems came after getting COVID. That's what killed him, right?
Yes. But at the end of the day, if he didn't catch the COVID, he still would be here today. So no, he didn't die while having COVID. But the COVID exacerbated all his pre-existing conditions. So if COVID wasn't a part of the thing, I God only knows what I'd be sitting at the bar having a pint with my father right now. You know what I mean?
That's what makes me so mad about the people that want to spread the false information and say, oh, we don't have very many deaths, because your dad didn't even go down as a COVID death in the official numbers, but people are saying, oh, they're inflating the numbers just to get Trump out of office. It has nothing to do with Trump. It's the world is going through this, and we just don't want to wear our masks. You got DeSanto just deciding to not do anything back in April and in late March. I made a video actually going into detail. That's actually going a little bit viral now. I'm getting 50 views a day on that video, which is good for me. But I actually kind of bashed the governor of Florida back in late March. And I call it the honey badger virus because of the guy that runs the channel Peak Prosperity. He calls it the honey badger virus. And I made a video of the honey badger escaping from the zoo in South Africa. And he just keeps on escaping. He keeps on grabbing the rake, putting the rake up to the fence, and then he escapes. Every time the honey badger can get out and do something, kills the chickens or does something else. They're geniuses, and that's why he calls it the honey badger virus. It's because this virus doesn't ever stop. You can do everything right, but once you let your guard down just for a couple seconds, it is escaping. The instant you take off your mask to talk to your friend, that virus is escaping and going into your friend right away. So wear your mask. Don't just it's just useless at this point. You guys are all just everybody that is a Trump supporter is just trying to downplay the virus and say it's not a big deal. But yes, it is a huge deal, and it's killing people like Greg's dad. And it can kill people like your mom and dad and even you. It can kill you. You're not even as strong as you think.
But
You're
Bert,
overweight.
don't forget, even Donald Trump is saying that the virus is just going to go away at November 4th.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's not. No way.
Whoa, Maggie,
So
froze.
we've just got a couple of days left. Don't forget it.
What I find hilarious about that, or the virus is going away on November 4th, it's all over the world. You know what I mean? It's like I'm currently in lockdown. Nobody calls me and said, "Hey, Paddy, we have a conspiracy against Donald Trump going. Are you in or are you out?" Nobody ever said that to me because we're worried about our own loved ones passing away or not. And on that, I just want to talk a little bit about personal responsibility. That is an element here. I saw videos of block parties, lots of content going up about people being drunk and in the streets and, celebrating Halloween. Well, that's great and congratulations. I hope you had a good night. But because of that behavior, people are going to lose their loved ones before Christmas. Mm-hmm. So personal responsibility is so important. If you don't have to go out, I'm sorry, don't go out. Wear a mask, socially distance, and ignore everything that comes out of this White House. Because the more you listen to them, the more people die. 232,000 people. Let's not ignore it.
No.
I think we're like 235 and counting now. I don't know, but Wisconsin and the kind of the Midwest are the ones that are really getting hurt right now. California has kind of leveled out, and we still get a lot of cases, but we're not going crazy. Greg, how is Florida right now currently?
I don't know. We don't really have the real numbers. They don't show much of the real numbers, and I kind of just blow it off. I'm in my own little world. I did 3 major trips since COVID started. I went up to Seattle to document the Chop and Chaz. I went up to a march in DC, and I went and filmed a zombie series in North Carolina. But even then, I came home and I self-quarantined. I took notes of everybody that I came across on that trip. I've only gone out to go shopping, and I've maybe 3 times. We have to take our own accountability. We have to be in charge of it ourselves. And if people aren't going to be as protective as me, then I don't mind being a recluse. I'll stay in my house by myself for a while and let people die off.
I'm an introvert, so like this is like an introvert's great, it's a dream come true for me. Yeah. Now I'm not creepy for not leaving my house ever.
You don't seem like an introvert to me.
Oh, I am.
Mike.
I am. I know my channel, my page seems like I'm definitely an introvert. I hate leaving my house and I hate being around people. So
okay.
Let me tell you guys. So from somebody that has been locked in a house with a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old.
Oof.
We need to get this virus under control.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hear you.
Just all I'm saying. I know. I mean, and the reality of the situation is we are being very cautious over in my house. My parents live close by, so we bubbled with them, and they're the only people we see because they're in their 70s, but they also help with the kids because we needed that. But because of that, we don't do anything else. We don't shop. We don't go see other people. And there are plenty of people we know that are doing plenty of stuff. So, that's the thing, that you have to do what's comfortable for you, but also take personal responsibility and know that, your actions have consequences. And I know that mine do, and that's why I don't do anything. So that's why we need to get this virus under control.
We need to get under control. I think that we really needed very strict lockdowns back in like March, earlier in March, hopefully. And we needed to contact trace every single person. And we need to maybe go into lockdown for maybe 2 months, but contact trace every single person. Make it a fine if you're not wearing a mask in public, going to the grocery store, like $300, $200 fine, whatever it is, whatever it takes. I don't care.
I feel like it's too late now, right? I mean,
it's too late now.
We can't control anything now. But what we could do is everyone go inside and really do a lockdown. That is something that they could, potentially do, and then contact trace from there. It's like kind of like a reset. But still,
it's a lot harder though.
But nobody listens in this country. We are like a country of like everyone wants to do their own thing. We are not united on the front of how to get in front of this virus, and that's the scary thing, because we can't get along on if we're going to wear masks. We can't get along if we're going to stay away from people. Every state has different regulations on what they're doing,
which is so silly.
We can't.
Can I ask a question? Sorry, can I ask a question? Have you guys got the COVID tracker app or any apps to track COVID? Because in Ireland, we have an app. We have an app that you literally link up to your SIM card. And if you get COVID, you let the app know, and the app then automatically contacts anybody that your SIM card has been in contact with for more than 15 minutes. Their SIM
I've
card.
heard of this before, yes.
Well, this
and that.
Now, you would have Americans going nuts that they're being intrusive and the man is watching them. That wouldn't go here.
Yeah.
So
and yet they all have Twitter and Facebook and TikTok and all of this that mines and harvests far more data than that, except this will save lives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you know what?
Even if an oxymoron.
Even if they come out with a vaccine, we already live in a country of so many anti-vaxxers that people are going to be like, nope, not going to do that. It's going to be a long time before we get in front of this virus or in any capacity. It's going to be here for years. That's what I think we have to realize. And we just have to realize that you have to take care of yourself in this situation, because our government is not looking out for us. It's not looking out for your parents, for my kids. You have to look out for yourself and do what's right for you.
We were talking at work this morning about like how masks are now becoming a part of our actual wardrobe, and we're like, I got to get a mask to match this shirt and a mask to match these shoes, and it's like, this is where we're at. We're trying to match our freaking face masks with our outfit. Like, This never should have been a thing.
I don't mind the masks.
Oh, I like them. I mean, I don't mind mine. I have like 7 or 8 of them.
So one thing is, like, China started this back in like mid-February to do the contact tracing through the apps. It was actually even a little bit earlier than mid-February, but they had developed that app very quickly and they rolled it out, and, you know, people did it and people did their work. And, you know, Wuhan is now virus-free. They had their concerts. It's the epicenter. And now Wuhan, I mean, I don't believe the numbers in China really, because they definitely had a lot more than 89 or 95,000 cases or whatever they say right now is their current amount for all of China. But I do think that they have gotten rid of the coronavirus, the COVID-19, I should say. The WHO gave it that name, by the way. The WHO is partially to blame for this, by the way. They did not declare this a pandemic until very late. It's called the WHO bus, and the WHO bus made many U-turns. Imagine making a U-turn on the freeway. That's what the WHO bus did many times. And yeah, I'm not saying Trump is wrong for blaming the WHO, but Trump needs to take into consideration he had his own spies. He had his own posse, the people around him that knew what was going on. It was not a thing about the WHO. We knew everything. At least Trump knew everything. Biden, they always say Biden would have shut down the borders late. Honestly, Trump knew a lot more than Biden at the time. Maybe Biden thought that at that time it wasn't that big of a deal to shut off the borders. He didn't, Trump never shut down the borders. That's what I want to be clear for you guys, all you Trumpers out there. Trump did not shut down the borders. I was in Beijing. During that time, I could always take a flight back to America. They would never make me self-quarantine, never make me wear a mask. There was no restrictions on me coming straight from Wuhan to America up until like the 29th or 30th of January, which the virus was already a thing where they locked down Wuhan on the 23rd. So it was already 8 days almost of them not like closing off the borders, straight flights from Wuhan to America. But they already shut down the flights from Wuhan. Sorry, not the flights, the trains, the buses, everything was shut down. Wuhan was a locked province of China. You could not get in or out of Wuhan unless you were a doctor or you're some kind of person that needs to be in there during that time. Trump was very late. The Philippines already did stuff even 3 days after Wuhan locked their borders down. They're like, why are you bringing us people from Wuhan to the Philippines when they can go to the Philippines, but they can't go to the province next door, Hebei. Hebei and Hubei are next to each other. North is Hebei. Then south, you got Sichuan. You got like other provinces around. There's over 26 provinces. Oh, anyways, you guys, but I don't want to get into too much detail because we're not like talking about COVID-19. But anyways, I'm just saying that Trump was very late in this effort to shut down the borders to China. We could, I could still fly on the 15th of February to America, straight from China to America, and I wouldn't have to do any quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm just trying to say.
Well, that's the thing. Everybody came from Europe as well and went to New York. And I mean, allowing your own people back in your country, even if they have been exposed, didn't even cross their minds, or it didn't, they didn't care.
Probably. I'd like to just give you guys the words of a very famous person I used to watch all the time. Her name is Dora.
Oh,
Dora the Explorer. She said one time, "You're too late," and that's exactly what I'm going to say to Trump if I ever meet him.
Did
You're
you just
way
quote
too late.
Dora the Explorer?
I did.
You just quoted Dora the Explorer in a room full of adults.
Make a TikTok about it.
Yeah.
On the map.
Anyways.
On the map.
I was about to say, you know what Dora said? Hola.
Yeah.
Soy Dora.
Soy Dora.
The comments were like, when you started talking about the honey badger, the comments were like, what are you talking about, dude? And now people are going to go, why is he quoting children's TV shows? What's going on? Why is Dora being talked about? And first, why are you watching TV shows like that every day? What's going on, man? You must be severely bored.
Dora was warning us of COVID.
I lived in China. I lived in China for 9 years.
Woke before any of us.
I lived in China for 9 years, so I do know a lot of kids' TV shows, and I did teach.
Oh God, Bert's gone.
Wow.
He went to go watch Dora.
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 Bert, they've got you.
That's hilarious.
Trumpers.
In other news,
Trumpers, give us our Bert back.
Oh no, he's been taken.
Oh my God, everyone's dying.
We're slowly being kicked out one by one. My plan is working.
Trump 2020. Just in case.
No.
Oh God.
Wait.
I'm back.
Wait.
Bert?
We thought you'd been taken by Trumpers.
No, so Bert is still there because he just added me to the stream. His camera's just off.
Oh my God.
Where'd you go?
I scared you guys.
Greg just disappeared so he could curse a lot.
Hola, soy Dora.
Stop speaking about Dora. The government's after you.
Okay,
well,
so you guys,
hopefully Dora's not locked in a cage down in the south of the border.
Oh. But you guys, I think we should be wrapping up right about now. I love this live stream tonight, though. It's so awesome. Actually, it's kind of interesting having like only 5 people, or 6 people is fine, 8 people is also fine, but it's a different vibe. So like we just get a lot more.
And four of us are funny.
Yeah, not me.
Yeah.
Sorry, yo. Sorry,
guys. Yeah, sorry about.
I would like to play one more video though of, I think it's a pretty good video of Walter Masterson giving an interview right now.
If it was Dora though, that would be the best.
If it was Dora, it'd be the best.
I'm the map. Where's Wuhan? Rock?
I actually
Snowy Mountain.
So Dora,
you're not a Dora fan, all right?
Wow.
Kira Corona.
You can't see my Dora poster right next to me, baby.
Yeah, so anyways, you guys, here's Walter Masterson giving the interview again, but like it's another part of the interview. And recently the interview got taken down by TikTok because TikTok, what are you doing, Paddy?
I'm suppressing the vote. The vote.
No whammies, whammies, vote.
Yeah, so anyways, normally we would have someone monitoring the comments. Since I can't monitor the comments and make this like click on people to zoom in and do all the different stuff, I couldn't really monitor the comments so very well, but I will check out the comments later on. I really appreciate your guys' comments. And Greg, have you seen any comments in your section, your end? Oh wait, you're watching the comments, right? From
I'm seeing a little bit, yeah.
Anything interesting you see?
Not to jump on, and I wish I could highlight them.
Yeah.
But
next time I'll get you in to highlight it so you can like monitor everything.
Yeah, I'll help you do some production.
That'd be awesome. Yeah. So yeah, let me play this Walter Masterson clip really fast. It's pretty funny. I'm sure you guys have all seen it before. Here it is.
So you have to gear up, as we say. What's his name? The pedophile? Biden? Yeah. If he wins, I mean, if he steals the election.
Yeah. So if he won, there's no way he's gonna win. The only way he's gonna win is by stealing it, and then it's stand back, stand by, and wait for it no longer would exist.
Stand up.
Yeah.
Gear up. Basically, that's probably what you're gonna hear the words gear up, which means when we say that, it's like don't take out your gun unless you're gonna use it. So if you ever hear gear up, it means we're ready.
Yeah.
We're ready. It's there's no turning back, and there's gonna be total chaos. It's gonna come out for the good. You guys ever Book of Revelations? It says exactly everything that's gonna go down. We're gonna win this country back. I guarantee you that. We're gonna win this country back.
Tell the people at home how do you follow Q?
Many ways. Some things I cannot say to you guys, not because I don't trust you guys, but you have so many people watching this channel. If you're not able to communicate with Q right now, there's a reason why, because you're not in that platform, and I'm not gonna explain that. Yeah.
Delete that.
Everybody, this is not meant for everybody to
Yeah,
really understand what's really happening.
Yeah.
Some people would love to be part of the team, but
it's not for everyone.
It's not for everyone.
Yeah. Anyways, it's just crazy, right? The guy is out of his mind. Like, he calls Joe a pedophile, but yet, like, nothing compares to Trump, honestly. And even Trump's lawyer, Rudy, I would say Rudy is a very likely big-time petty.
I call him Gollum Giuliani. Because he looks just like Gollum. Who is doing that Gollum impression right now?
What is happening? What is
I
happening?
think that was Greg.
Smeagol.
We're going through the characters.
Okay, you guys, that was me. I did the Smeagol voice. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It wasn't Greg.
Did you see the way the guy promoted himself to like the upper echelons of QAnon? Like he just made himself, a self-anointed general. It's like, no, if you haven't heard about it, it's because you're not in the know. But I am, even though I can't speak coherent sentences. Just letting you know.
So you guys, right now we're gonna go around, and I guess we're gonna kind of wrap it up now. Let's go around, introduce everybody, and talk about what we do for our TikToks and YouTube and everything. And everybody's information is down below. So if you want to check out any of us, which hopefully you do, and support all of us, go down and just check out the description to find us, and you'll find our YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, and everyone's information except for Paddy's, because I didn't know his YouTube name, but next time I will get that. We're streaming on Paddy's account too, so.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, thanks. Cheers.
Sorry, Paddy.
You're a loser, Paddy.
We're gonna put extra emphasis on your channel. Anyways, let's go start off with BrainDaddy. BrainDaddy, what is your channel and everything?
I am Russian Paddy the Panda. I am.
You don't even go here. You don't even go here.
I am Russian. I am depressed koala. That is my name. Who is saying you don't even go here?
There's Paddy.
Oh, Paddy, son of a...
I don't
even know what I'm talking about. Now there's a dog. Suddenly there's a dog involved.
This is the weirdest one yet.
And also whatever there's a dog involved, and also whatever Bert's holding right now.
Oh.
Hey.
Why is the camera
Hello, fat man. Yes.
Stop. Listen, I'm on TikTok, whatever, you know that. If you're watching this, you know I'm there. So it's whatever. I do whatever I do. I do it poorly according to Paddy over here. Stop focusing on me.
Sorry.
Just
Okay.
go to the other chubby guy.
Okay, here's Paddy the Panda.
Hi there. So Paddy the Panda, that's my TikTok. Go follow me there. I'm also on Twitter, which is PandaPaddy30. And my YouTube channel, even though nobody here cares, is Paddy the Panda. I mean, it's not rocket science. It's Paddy the Panda. It's the same handle as there. And I'm humbled to be part of this community. It's been a great chat, and I've seen the comments there. It's been pretty good. And go to Margaret. And thanks very much. Slán go fóill.
Can we get subtitles for Paddy next time?
Thanks.
No.
Thank you.
Make sure you guys go check out Paddy on TikTok, but also go follow him on YouTube. Also, we got Mermaidmama Maggie.
I went the wrong way.
Soy Dora. Mermaidmama Maggie. I'm primarily on TikTok, so you can catch me there. I try to be as funny as I possibly can. So, go check it out if you like it. That's it.
Her information is down in the description below. And then we got Greg Grunge TV.
Hi. Greg Grunge TV. That's you can find that on all my social media platforms. My TikTok is the same. I'm trying to get the most banned accounts in TikTok history. I think I'm on my fourth. but I have fun over there. Get some newfound friends in Cheech and Chong, so I think you might see some things with me and Dogface 420 doing some Cheech and Chong shit.
Oh my God, you look so glorious.
I love your video, Greg. When I first saw you on TikTok, I was watching you, and you were like, "Here's a quick tip," and then you're talking about like your subscribers, like how to like subscribe to eliminate subscribers when you got over 10,000. Like when you're subscribed to 10,000 subscribers, it's just really. It was a fun one. You got this vibe to you that makes you stand out. Like, thanks, man. Here's a quick tip. And then I found out that you were like more into politics because NIKKINOO, and then also Ryan, and also everyone kind of got on board with your idea of getting the buses going from the Navajo Nation to the.
Wow, I got met with hostility when I tried that.
But that was started out with Greg, I think. Greg, you started that one, right?
Well, yeah, I had a pretty good. It fell to deaf ears as far as the celebrities and trying to get the pool that way with their concert pool. I'm in the concert production myself. I've been for 25 plus years, and since COVID, I lost my career. So being 49 and trying to reinvent yourself during a global pandemic has been a pain in the balls. So doing this social media thing has kind of been my outlet, and I've been doing okay with it. And I'm gonna try to expand, but you were just saying something though. What was it? What was my point?
The point is
the Navajo. I got shut down by the Navajo Nation because they're dealing with the COVID themselves.
Yeah,
and they didn't like the fact that outsiders were coming in. Yeah. It fell to deaf ears with the celebrities that I was reaching out to, but Bernie Sanders' body man actually heard my accent, heard that I was in the concert business, and called somebody in Boston that he knew, and he was like, "Do you know this dude?" And he was like, "Yeah." And he hit me up and asked me if we could go forward with that idea. And then that's when it was shut down by the Navajo Nation.
I think actually, just on the Navajo Nation, just that there's a bond between the Choctaw and the Navajo and other indigenous tribes with Ireland for a couple of hundred years. So far, because they've been abandoned by Donald Trump and others, Ireland has sent them 8.5 million euros to pay for PPE and other protective gear because they've been completely abandoned. And we're extremely proud of that. But they're extremely proud people as well. So sometimes if they don't ask for help, they don't want it. But other times we have to absolutely provide it.
I think it's really sad that the Navajo Nation, we treat them like we are like kind of, we own their land in a way, but they can do whatever they want on their land, but they cannot have casinos on their land because they're not a specific. Only the rich Indians that have got like casinos on their land, which somehow they were able to do that because of some agreement signed or something like 100 years ago. I don't know how it works, but it's very complicated.
The only agreement should matter is Article 6, Section 2, saying that treaties are the land of the law, and they're still, to this day, getting their land swiped away by rich white men, and it's gross.
Yeah,
the only thing that should matter is Article 6, Section 2. All treaties of land are law of the land.
We have taken a lot of their land. I mean, even in the past, like 50 years, 40 years, all the years. I mean, we've been taking their land consistently, just like Palestine has been losing their land from Israel. Like I was in Israel and Palestine only like about 5 years ago, and they had a lot more land 5 years ago. The map looks different now than it did before, but we won't get into that stuff. I mean,
the strip is tiny now.
Oh, there's multiple like areas. There's the Dead Sea area, and there's like Bethlehem. Bethlehem is actually part of Palestine. And then there's other areas. There's like Jericho. We're talking about Native Americans, and then we're moving to like Palestine. Jericho is the name of it. And yeah, so I mean, Geronimo is a pretty great guy, I would say. But anyways, we're getting off topic. We're going to go back to Greg. I think it's awesome what you do with concerts and stuff. I used to play in a band that played shows like Warped Tour and other shows like that. And yeah, I mean, I just I love concerts, and I play drums. I've been playing drums for 20 years almost.
Right on. Sorry,
anyways,
I have my son trying to look for something.
Oh no problem. It's okay. Don't worry. I'm just a musician also. Are you a musician also, Greg?
I mess around a little bit, but I can play the drums a little bit. I can play but I don't call myself a musician. No.
Do you also do sound stuff? Like you actually like run the soundboard, or what do you do?
Yeah, I've basically a stagehand. I can do all the lighting and sound stuff. My big thing was a rigger and a climber, climbing all the big steel and putting the stages on. But for the last 8 years, I've been more on the production end and working with the production team at Gillette Stadium. So anytime a concert comes at Foxborough, Massachusetts, Gillette Stadium, I'm the one that deals with the artist relation aspect of it. So, I working hand in hand with the artists as they come in town.
Hey, Paddy, do you know Michael Flatley?
No, I don't
Not
know him at
personally?
all. No, I've never met him, and he's actually American, so he's not even Irish. So.
Do you do the river dance often? Is that like your a weekly thing, or?
Wow,
dude! Wow, I mean, we're throwing shade here today, aren't we?
Wow.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm gonna get you for this, dude. Yeah, absolutely.
Your fans are gonna come after me.
And this is me in the comment section.
Yeah.
It just there's no comment section even, because my followers go after BrainDaddy and report them for hate speech, and all of a sudden gets taken down. Yeah. Hashtag proud. I can't believe I just did a hashtag. What are we doing? It's crazy.
They had one of my videos pulled because I said I was bullying him.
We keep on getting our videos pulled from TikTok. Greg, are you getting videos pulled from TikTok right now, like these days?
No, I've been good. I've been good the last couple of days.
Oh, nice. Are you shadow banned right now? Technically, like, are you feeling shadow banned?
No, I've been picking up steam the last couple of weeks, going back to doing some stupid dancing. But my account took a hit big time when I started speaking up about social injustices and stuff like that.
Oh wow!
Yeah, same as that.
Yep.
Yeah, mine has never really taken off. I only have like 2,800 subscribers. But
I was going to ask, Bert, are you on TikTok, Bert?
Oh, you didn't? We're friends on TikTok.
Bert,
Yeah.
I think I liked one of your videos recently.
Oh, good. It was on your For You page?
No.
I support you, Bert. I always like your videos.
Thank you.
I just
Good.
went to your page and I'm like, oh, I'll like this video for him. Why not?
Nice. Yeah, I mean, my TikTok is not very impressive. I mean, I'm going back to food mostly now, so I'm not going to be like
Dude,
after
food
this election.
TikToks blow up, kid. You do it right. Food TikToks will blow up.
I guess I
do a stupid munchie video, and I get all the big cooks like commenting on it and stuff like that.
I should come to Florida and do a video with you, Greg, and make our TikToks become food TikToks. Like,
we could definitely do a video together, but let's get it out of Florida. I plan to be out of here in the next 30 days.
Oh, great. Okay, I'm going to be actually in Albania.
Oh, nice.
I'll be in. Yeah, if you want to come to Europe, Europe is open for travel. If you want to travel, and you could do like educational videos about traveling in Eastern Europe.
My actually, speaking of indigenous and U.S. history, I'm in the midst of putting together an Indiegogo to bring start a project called Road Schooling, because my son is homeschooled and he has the U.S. history book. And I'm thinking about really going after it and trying to pull out the lies of history books of what we're teaching and bringing more of the indigenous stuff, like what happened prior to 1620 and what happened after 1620.
So there's one guy that we normally have on the show named Mr. Jahko. Yeah. Mr. Jahko talks about Columbus and all the different history that's all fake. You need to go check out Mr. Jahko. I'll send you later, Greg, by email, but he's normally on our show. Actually, he's just not on today because he's focusing on some other stuff. But yeah, you guys should definitely do a collaboration. He's doing great on TikTok, like 360,000 subscribers or followers, and I mean, you're of course doing great too. And if you want to go in that direction, if you're going that direction, you definitely should, hit up this guy because he focuses on this directly. He makes raps about Christopher Columbus and talks about Christopher Columbus and other stuff too, like the Navajo Nation and stuff like this.
Well, what started mine this year specifically was when I got his syllabus and it said, this is the history book we're using. You cannot use these 4 history books. So at first it went, all right, well, let me compare these 5 texts and see what's going on. And then it just blew up from there. Like, come on. And Columbus being one of the biggest lies that we still teach our kids today in schools. And come on, I want to know the truth.
Me too.
You
I want to know the truth.
Donald Trump actually talking about the history books pretty recently, and he was talking about how what they're teaching the kids in school is not correct, but he's talking about he wants it more censored. Like,
it's
only going to get worse. These things need to be exposed.
Yeah.
He wants it to be more like Japan history books or Chinese history books where they just talk about the good things. Or, I mean, whatever the Turkish history books say. They don't talk about the genocide in Armenia. And in Germany, they try to minimize the talking about the, their stuff that happened in Germany. I mean, they really try to minimize the talk about that. But, of course, they can't do that all the way, but they do a lot of it. Japanese, they don't even realize how bad they were to the Chinese. And the Chinese don't even know the really true history of themselves because it's just been all designed for them. It's a fake history, and that's what Trump wants to bring to us. He wants to bring a fake Pocahontas. John Smith fell in love, and they decided to have a relationship, but the chief decided that wasn't a good idea. But then they decided to prosper and become together anyways, and this was their history. But no, John Smith was not a very nice guy. The history is not real when you do it like that. I mean, we all know that. Christopher Columbus, he wanted to rape everybody and take all the gold and just, bring it back to the Queen of England or Queen of Spain. And that's what happened. I mean,
see, I have some weird thoughts myself. And that's another reason why I want to investigate and try to find some real truth. Like, why did they dress as Native Americans while they were throwing the tea over into the harbor? Was it because they were disguising themselves or because they wanted to make it look like the natives were these real crazy people and they wanted to go over the Appalachian Mountain and take over the rest that was over there? But England didn't want us to go over the mountain. There's so much BS that, like, I just, what is the truth, damn it?
I think they wanted to dress like Native Americans because they just wanted to disguise themselves and look not suspicious when they're walking through town, and they wanted to cover their faces.
Not suspicious. You're literally calling them savages. And there's a reason why you do. You want to be non-suspicious. Look like John Smith, your next door neighbor that you don't like. Don't look like the fucking natives. God.
Wow, that's a great stage back there. I feel like you're on a stage. Greg is on a stage.
Sorry, buddies.
I love that.
I didn't curse again.
You're on a stage. You're on a stage. It's like great carpet, like a. But anyways, guys, we're gonna be wrapping it up. Did we get everybody's outro except for mine? Okay, so I guess my outro is the last one. We really got sidetracked very badly, but that's okay. We really covered some great stuff, and I really want to get you together with Mr. Jahko, I mean. So my channel is called Food X Bert, and I travel the world. Next week, I'm going to be going to Albania, and hopefully I'm going to get there safe. I'll wear a face shield when I go on the airplane, and I'll be wearing a mask the whole time happily, and I will not be eating any mid-flight snacks on the airplane probably. I'm just going to be getting to my destination and then having a feast when I get there, and I'll do a very first food review of my Albanian arrival experience. And I hope you guys go subscribe to my YouTube channel, Food X Bert.
That's amazing.
But yeah, anyways, you guys, it's been really a great honor to have you guys all join us today. And I just
thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining, Greg. Yeah. And is there any last messages we would like to give across to right before I play the last video of our time here?
Boobs.
Yeah.
Do Albanians really think they invented Italian food?
Like Albanians, they are Muslim, but they love to eat pork because they ended up not being so well off when they had their dictator. They were kind of like the North Koreans of Europe back in the like 80s and early 90s. They would eat anything possible. So they have kebabs and all these shawarmas and amazing foods. And they do have Italian food, I think, but I never tried any Italian food in Albania because I focus on Albanian food when I'm there. It's kind of similar to, Greek food, but it's got a, they want to be Muslim.
Middle Eastern twist.
Yeah, but they're not very Middle Eastern. They're really, like when
Do you realize there's two fat guys in here and you're talking about food?
Yeah. No, I'm sorry about that.
And it's also 3:14 in the morning.
Oh, wow.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
That is
munchie
late.
time.
Oh, yeah.
Go eat some 4-leaf
Let's get
clovers.
Patty to bed,
I gotta
you
go.
guys.
Yeah, you
Put
guys.
Patty
Okay.
to bed so we can
Anyways,
entertain
the
us
history
tomorrow.
lesson is over. I'm sorry, guys, about Albania, but you guys can follow my channel, Food Expert, on YouTube, and make sure you follow everybody that's
Hold
on here tonight.
Patty.
Yeah.
Is your salads 4-leaf clovers? Is that what you guys eat?
There's no such fucking thing. Sorry, there's no such thing. There's no such thing as a 4-leaf clover here. It's called a shamrock. There's no 4-leaf clovers.
Triggered.
You don't even go here.
You don't
Shamrock.
even go here.
You don't do it.
Oh my god.
And
Oh
for
my
the love of God, it's not,
seriously.
it's not St. Patty, Patty. It's DDY for Padrig. We're not talking about
Double Ds.
Patricia.
Double D for Paddy. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun, you guys. Okay, so we're gonna be going away now. We've got our video that we're gonna be playing right now, and then it was really awesome to have everybody here tonight. And maybe we're gonna do another live stream tomorrow. I don't know. I don't have it planned, but we might just do it. We'll try not to interfere with NIKKINOO and their live stream too. We're gonna try to do, different
Competition,
times,
baby. Competition.
Yeah. No, I love NIKKINOO and Ryan, and then also,
I'm actually on that tomorrow as well.
Oh,
with
good.
NIKKINOO and Ryan Shead and those guys. So
That's good.
yeah. So
I don't want to
I'll be
compete.
promoting that tomorrow. So keep an eye out.
Well, let's promote it right now. So go check out NIKKINOO and Ryan and Paddy, and then the other. There's other people also on that live stream that are really fun. You got to check it out. What time is it tomorrow?
Well, in Ireland, it's already tomorrow because we've been talking about Albanian cuisine for the last 42 minutes. But no, I think it's on at 7 p.m. Eastern, and I think what's that 9 or
4
10
p.m. 4 p.m.
or
We could
whatever
probably do
time it is.
like after that. I don't want to go at the same time because we have got a lot of the same subscribers. So I want everybody to do everything they want creatively and do everything possible to, maximize what you want to do for your YouTube channel, for your TikTok, for everything. So I just want to help everybody. So that's what my goal was and is. So anyways, you guys, we're going to go. We're going to head out. I will see you guys very soon. Maybe tomorrow we're going to do a live stream again. So here we are. We're going to play this next video.
Thank you.
Bye. Day 1380. My journal detailing the golden age of Trump, which, by the way, is the best period America has ever experienced. But I've been having a little bit of a rough week, almost as bad as when Trump nearly died of that deadly hoax. Almost. First, I got hypothermia after being stranded in Omaha after the rally. I don't know what happened. Apparently these bus companies expect to be paid for the luxury of picking up patriots. After I was released from the hospital, I made my way down to the rally in Tampa, where unfortunately I got the heat stroke. Although that was pretty fun because I got to hallucinate for free. Had some pretty good visions of my sister. But I woke up French kissing some 300-pound paramedic dude giving me CPR. And now I'm recording this to you from Butler, Pennsylvania. And I'm stranded here again. I ain't gonna lie, I cried for the first little bit there. It's been a few hours now. But then I held my head up high and I realized this is the Lord's plan. The Lord brought us this president. The Lord brought me to these rallies, and it is the Lord that is testing our resolve. I don't care what happens. We will persist. This ain't about us. This is about Trump. So as soon as these buses get here, I'm going to head on over to Hickory, North Carolina, and I'll be in the front row again tomorrow night. Maybe I'll get stranded again. I don't know. But that's what Trump needs from us right now, so that's what we going to give him. If he needs us to be stranded, we will be stranded. If he needs us to get heat stroke, we'll get heat stroke. We love Trump. We'll do anything for him. And God help y'all if he doesn't win this rigged election. God help y'all.